Hey everybody, I got to play with the new OpenAI ChatKit yesterday, and it looks pretty cool, and it's going to wind up in the AI-enabled ham radio practice exams that I'm writing, and I just wanted to go through my experience and how I finally got it to work more easily for me. So connecting with the OpenAI ChatKit is a little bit different than connecting with the Responses API, which is what I have been using. First difference is you have to send this OpenAI beta tag. Now, once you get down to actually calling the ChatKit to get a client secret, you have to add a little more information in the body, and that would be your agent workflow ID. And so they also released the agent SDK 2 days ago. I'm not going to cover that here, but the end result of building an agent, and that's where I went ahead and put my system prompt, is that you get a workflow ID. Cool. So now we've got you through, and what you're going to get back is you're going to get a client, what's called a client secret back. I've labeled it a client key here, but it's a client secret, and you'll use that client secret in the browser to communicate with OpenAI's backend for the ChatKit widget, which brings us to the widget. And so the way, again, I did it a little differently. The way that worked for me to get the widget going quickly was to coax GPT-5 into eventually finding this for me. So I got that. This has to be done before you use the OpenAI ChatKit control. So if you don't have that include line, it's equivalent of an include line up here that I just showed you, the widget won't work really at all. Then you can actually just go ahead and use the chat widget. You're going to pass it your client secret on every call, and essentially this is just where you're setting it up. And then you can also do an event listener in case there's an error, but at this point it is set up and it is displayed on your screen and the user can interact with it. And so that was it. I guess that the things to really point out were that it was really difficult for me to try to use the startup kits. This went much better. And that the control will not work without the include line up above. And one last thing. When we initialized the widget, the very last thing is you might feel like you could just pass the client key right here. You cannot. What OpenAI's essentially API expects to see here is it expects this to be an async function, or it will tell you just no. Now the async function can be as simple as this, just sending the string, but it can't be as simple as putting the string right there. Okay, cool. I will put the link to the source code in the first comment, and just wanted to walk you through and also have some documentation for myself on how to set up the ChatKit widget that was announced by OpenAI 2 days ago in your app. Have a good day.
Dun 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 TouCan radios!
Woo!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!